following is a production of Watlington Shires and Pierce Productions.
Hey there, Rough Rider fans. Welcome back to the Meeks Show. Normally, we're at the pizzeria. It's a mighty fine place to be, but tonight, pizzeria will supply the pie. But the coach gets on his horse, goes by Sabine State Bank, and takes everyone to the add-on of the house. Step on inside. The coach left the lights on for you. We'll talk about the Brownsboro win, the Center High School band's trip to the state contest. We'll talk to Dr. Morris about building the house and to Hiram Harrison about what we're going to do in it while the coach oversees it all. Sabine State Bank and Pizzeria invites you to another evening with the coach at the new house.
All right, everybody, welcome. It's the Coach Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Of course, it's normally at the pizzeria, but as Big Papa Love just told you, we're not at the pizzeria tonight. No, we are, in fact, in the new live special event center from Center High School campus here with Coach Rick Meeks. Welcome, Coach.
Yes, sir. How are y'all?
Hold on, let me get you turned up here. Now, let's try that again.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Oh, yeah.
Bingo.
So, I guess to answer Larry Pierce's question that he's asked you every week, October 28th is the answer.
I mean, that's what I've been telling him all along.
That's right, you did. So, of course, this is still brought to you by Sabine State Bank and, of course, Pizzeria. We expect that Larry Pierce is on his way. He's finishing up the Piney Woods Coaches Show, and then he will come over here, and I believe he's bringing a Rick Meeks Coach Special Pizza.
Perfect.
With us, so we'll be able to have that. Again, we're going to have some special guests. We're here in the glorious thing that it is, and it is beautiful. And we'll talk more about that here in a few minutes. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have Chris Wallington here soon, as he is making his way over from across the street where he teaches a class. Again, this is the Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
Everybody, welcome back. Of course, this is the Coach Rick Meeks Show, and our first segment, we're going to talk about the game we played last Friday night against the Brownsboro Bears. Came away, I thought, it was a classic trap game, as we had that, the game right before the big one versus Athens. Right. But we went out and took care of business against a team that in my opinion, we talked about this during the pancake breakfast with the coach then, with a team that, in my opinion, was much better than their record indicated.
No, absolutely, and I think that was one thing that helped us throughout the week to keep the kids to where maybe it wasn't necessarily falling into the trap game scenario, because they had a couple of kids, especially skill position wise, that were very explosive and dynamic. We knew if we could control the line of scrimmage, then we could limit their touches. Which is what we did. So no, their record does not indicate the type of team they are. I still felt like we were the better one, and we played that way, and we did a lot of really good things Friday, to where we can move on now and focus with Athens. But I thought we did a really good job of just staying true to our keys and being disciplined in our assignments. you know, we did that on both sides of the ball.
Well, good. Let's get right to it. We do have some highlights. We've fallen off the last couple of weeks, so we're going to have a number of highlights that we're going to look at from the Brownsboro game, and then we're going to have one from Carthage, and then a handful from Bullard. So
Okay.
we're going to get right to it. This is the first one. This was our favorite. When Wallington and I were talking about this, we were like, this is going to be right. And we see Wallington just passing, just barely. We talked about this was again. This shot was brought to you by Randy Collard, who was running our on the field camera, and it was just right there. And you really got to see here. It's a great blocking, and also we see how tough of a runner that old number 32 is.
Yeah, I think this one right here is really going to show the type of growth he has made.
All right, here we go.
Just the amount of physicality that he is, you know, starting to run with. He does a good job of getting behind his pads there, lowering his pads, delivering the blow, and then maintaining good balance there into the end zone. So he is really growing up and maturing a lot as an every down back.
What was that play? Do you remember what that one was?
That was just one of our inside zones. And so, you know, he was able to, as we get a push, then we're looking to hit, you know, behind the center to backside on that particular call, and that's what he did. So he was able to slide off outside of the right tackle, and then, you know, once again getting down behind his pads and delivering the blow and keeping his balance into the end zone.
No, I do want to take this moment. You know, when we went down to you for the post-game interview, your first comments weren't, "I'm glad we got the win, great win." Your first interview was, or your first thought, the first thing that came out was, "Look, I know who the pancake breakfast guy is going to be,"
Right?
Because of stuff like that, and
Right.
and Snooty, and
Yep.
What can you say about him? I mean, he's young, but he's
Correct.
but
Very young. I mean, you know, he's a freshman, but Jamarian is really playing well. Obviously, a big time learning curve for him.
Yes.
Going from 8th grade to Friday night football,
That's crazy.
and really playing in a position that's a little unfamiliar to him. I mean, he played a lot of defensive line last year in the 8th grade. Didn't play much offensive line. And so there's been a big learning curve for him, but he's doing a really good job adapting to the position, and he wants to do well, and he's growing up, and he's really now, you know, he's starting to now get a grasp of what it means to play the position, and he just had a really good game Friday.
Yeah. We're gonna go back and look at it one more time. You watch him really kind of, you see him pushing his defender.
Correct. Yeah, he's the tackle on this side right here, so he's the one that gets the initial push right there. That allows Blue to slide off right behind him and get vertical.
That's right. So we'll move to the second play. And this is going to be, we used to call this ball gone.
We did a good job of just kind of down and distance situation there, being able to get pressure. Covered him up well on the back end to where he wasn't able to get rid of it. And
lots of pressure. Look at that.
Absolutely. So a really good job of timing the pressure. And ball get off and you know, attacking the quarterback.
All right, here's our third clip. This is I think just the slant.
Yeah, so this is just a tag to the play we have, and really our receiver has 3 options, and he runs it based off of leverage. So it's post snap leverage. So as he attacked the corner there, the corner got a little bit of depth and outside, so we made an in break and just threw the slant right there on the goal line.
Right, and of course, like we've talked about with Coach Ballinger, I mean, everybody's putting so many guys in the box. There's really nobody back there. So once you see that you get that technique, I guess, from the corner, then it's easy.
It is. Well,
it's easy because
right. I mean, you still got to be comfortable in there to throw it, but it comes with a lot of repetition, and you know, but it's also why we don't do just a ton in the passing game. I mean, we do a good bit, but we don't just have a bunch of different things. We want to work post snap, so we keep our concepts low, so our practice reps are high.
Very good. Right, it's execution.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move to the next. I think this is going to be the field goal, the extra point block. No, it's not. Never mind. That's coming up next. This was. Tell us about this play.
we were throwing a now screen right there, and they played it well. So really a good job by TJ not turning it loose, because you can see the safety running down right there. So it was a good job by TJ not just throwing it. So he scrambles, Tim redirects, and we kind of threw it to the back. So it was us or nobody.
All right, very good. And now I think we're going to get the block. Yeah. So Mr. Pierce has brought the pizza.
So this here is just a really good job of us finishing a drive defensively. We want our guys to understand every single point, every point, so they make a touchdown. And really an explosive play. It wasn't a long drive. It was an explosive play. Extra point right here to tie it up 7-7. But we do a good job continuing. Ja gets vertical, gets his hands on the ball. And then so now it's 7-6. So even though they scored, we technically have a little momentum going to kickoff return.
Absolutely. And here's our next one. This is kind of like mirror image of the other one.
Same thing. This is the same route that we showed with Tim a little while ago. So one of the three options is a hitch. That is what we chose to do there. But the corner was flat-footed. So as we come up to throw the hitch, he actually made a break on it. And then we're able to spin out of it and work scramble drill and throw it to JK right there in the end zone. So it's a good job by them. Just reactionary based off of the route that we ran.
Very good. So here's our next one. Oh, I picked this one.
It's a good job by Tim downfield blocking for Blue. It's always good to see those guys, especially somebody like Tim who's had the season he's had and a lot of recognition.
Yep.
But the one thing that shows right there is really how unselfish of a player he is and how much he cares about just the overall success.
Yeah, just one more time I want to see it. Again, this is your hopefully all-state wide receiver.
Right.
That is makes catches for bombs, but he also does the dirty work. Just a long line of guys that we've had with Octavius going all the way down through. We've had some great young men out there blocking.
Yes, sir.
So here's our next one. Again, this is another defensive play.
Yeah, so they throw it out to the flat. I think the thing that's pretty cool here and just what we always talk to them about, and we still have a few back there in the back that I think they let up a little too soon. But, you're seeing 7, 8, 9 guys getting to the football and just being relentless on defense, attacking. Let's go make the tackle. Don't leave it out to one or two people. Let's get there. You never know when he might cough it up. We got another guy coming for a scoop and score. So just attack the football.
All right. Oh, okay, so this is my favorite one. This was you working the official.
I don't do that too much.
Well, it looks like it was. It looks like you were having a good time with
Yeah,
him.
we were just having a good little conversation,
It's part of the job, right?
That's
It's
right.
part of the job.
He's probably just wondering who he had between Texas and Bandy.
All right, so next is going to be this play took too long for our instant replay, but I thought that this was the play of the game because
and it needed to be. Even though up to that point we had played well, we had played disciplined football, but we didn't play very energetic football. And that play right there, TJ threw an interception, his first one of the year. Mm-hmm. And we had an opportunity right there to put a drive together to score before half. We ended up throwing an interception. Whether we scored or not, we didn't want to give the ball back to them. So we were already kind of a little bit low on energy. We turn it over. Defense has to go back out, and in 2 plays, we turn them over, and we go pick 6. Running that back just kind of it sparked our kind of what we needed going into the second half, which triggered our start in the third quarter.
Yeah, and it goes like what you talk about the 8 minute, the magic 8 minutes, right? And so, we're up 21-6, but they get the ball to start the second half. So
right.
So if they think we go down and we score, it's a one score game.
Correct.
But then this is it pumped us up, but it probably also took some air out of their
right. Because then we come out after half, they go 3 and out, and we score. So now we're we're at 14-0 in the middle 8.
Right. So that's what you want. You want that win. All right, we're getting close. I think this next one is maybe, let's see. Yeah, this is the one, and again, sorry about this. This was one from our robot way up. But this was against Carthage, and very few teams have had the kind of offensive success that we had against Carthage.
Correct.
And that was a big run that, drew the game, right even. So, I mean,
Right.
We'll move on, but it was just a great
Yeah,
run.
and it was early enough that gave our kids some confidence, let them know that we can play at the line of scrimmage with them. We ran the ball well against Carthage that night. Did a lot of really good things that I think have given us a lot of confidence the last 2 weeks.
All right, so we'll move to the next, and then we have last few are going to be Bullard. We'll run through them pretty quick, just so everybody can see what happened. So here's one. This was my favorite play of the game.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close to the same run scheme we watched Blueford on the goal line a second ago, but same thing there. He was able to attack the center and just get vertical, but once again, it shows you he's running behind his pads, running the ball really hard. I'm very excited about where we have gotten to running the football. It makes a big difference in the game when you can control the line of scrimmage. The other team knows they have to come out and get a stop, but they can't stop you running the football. It's just a breaker, man.
Absolutely. Just a couple more, and we'll go. But I always thought this was my favorite thing to be able so we can go back and look at these things.
Yes, sir.
And kind of ask you questions about what's going on. So I think this is going to be Bellin's going to just a zone read, right? And then he gets outside.
Yep. So that you got an outside backer attacking on the run and down on the goal line where a lot of people play man, and so there's not an overhang left. So he does a good job of just reactionary there, pulling it, getting into the end zone.
All right.
He's going to let it rip. He's got a man open. He's going to catch it.
There we go. We connected. It's just Tim. You see him blocking earlier.
Like
or is that?
No, that was JoJo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was JoJo. That's right.
Big play by JoJo there on the choice route. Able to break cushion and get vertical, and really good throw and catch there.
It was. And one last one. Oh, and this was number 24.
Noah. This is late in the game. I tell you what, I'm very proud of Noah for just staying with it and being a part of the team. He was able to get him some carries there. Did a really good job. That he runs off that one. We get even the next one. He gets down inside the 5. I know they wanted to continue the drive, but we went ahead and went victory out to get it on out of there. So awesome by Noah, just getting in there and running and getting his burn.
That's right. Well, very good. So, folks, that's our highlights of the evening. We're getting brought to you by Elite Hair Salon, because you can go there and get their highlights. But Larry Pierce has arrived, and in doing so, he has provided us the Coach Meeks pizza, which we will set right here for everybody. It will be available for all of our special guests to grab some. And, of course, Coach Talk is brought to you all season long by JBA Financial. We're here from JBA Financial along with our football sponsors, and we'll be right back. This is the Rick Meeks Show live here tonight from the Special Events Center brought to you by Sabine State Bank.
JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future. Wallington Shire's Pierce Productions says thank you to the folks who sponsor these fine area teams. They include Blake Furniture, what you want, when you want it. Sandy Cox State Farm, she's your good neighbor. Watson & Sons, their family serving your family. Porticool, home of the new Apex Series fans. Joe's, don't take your car to a car wash, take it to a car spa. And Batters Law Firm, if your case matters, it's got to be Batters. Thank you for helping us celebrate Shelby County's athletes.
Everybody, welcome back. And to my left is the man, the myth, the legend, the good-looking guy, Mr. Chris Wallington.
Yeah, that's 4 for 4, and I am.
I'm going to have to steal a piece of pepperoni.
Get after it. I mean, it's a good shot of the. It's just kind of hard. I remember going into a restaurant about 20 years ago in Center, and I walked in. I said, "This doesn't feel like you're in Center. This restaurant's too nice." I think it was the Chinese restaurant. They had a chandelier or something. I was like, "This is too nice to be Center."
Well, they had a picture, this big picture.
Yeah.
It was
it had running water or something.
Well, no, I was thinking about the one with hamburgers and orange juice.
Oh, oh,
I always wanted that
I
picture
could believe that was center though, but
at a Chinese food place.
but this is kind of hard to believe it's center, and it's a long time coming, and excited to be here. But before we talk about the venue, something we need to talk about that happens tomorrow at Center High School. It's not athletics, but it's big. It's a 215 students plus going to get on buses and head to Waco, Texas, home of the Baylor Bears, and go to the Texas State Military Band Marching Contest. You have to, those of you that are watching that remember your days as band or the days when you were in school in band, we all went to contests and we hoped to make a 1. And then it was done. You know, that was our whole contest. We built towards that one moment, 3 judges. And if you made a 1, you were fine. Well, which was best? Which one was best? We didn't talk about that. We didn't worry. We just had it. And then that didn't work out as well. As bands started evolving in the 90s and the O's, there was a problem between military bands and core bands, show bands. How do you even, that's apples and oranges. So they started trying to separate, and they would go to UIL, and if the military got a 1, they went to their own organization and competed for another 1. Meanwhile, the show bands, there are more of those, they went on to earn a state championship. So now you have big, pretty 250-member show bands from cities winning championships, but the military bands aren't. So recently, they instituted a contest where your first 1 that we used to obsess over made you eligible for the state contest. That's tomorrow. All of the bands there are good. They will be ranked again. There's no guarantee you're going to make a 1. But your 1 is not necessarily enough. I believe it's the top 5, and that's what I wanted to hear from the band directors who are busy tonight. They leave tomorrow. If you're in the top 5, you compete, you perform again, I believe. And that's where you get your rankings. It's gold, silver, bronze, and then 4th and 5th. Maybe there's 6. I bet there's 6. In UIL, there seems to always be 6.
Yeah.
And so that's part of your championship. And if you win, you get points for your Lone Star Cup. That's all the contests and athletics and academics and music and everything. So it's a big deal. As far as I know, Center has never medaled. It's relatively new, 5 or 6 years. They've made it, I think, every year, maybe every year but 1, and it's something they really, really want to bring home. So we will be thinking about them tomorrow at McLean Stadium. Congratulations to them. I also appreciated in the pregame, I was talking and you were trying to get my attention. We recognized 2 groups for excellence already. The tennis team. 3 deep in the playoffs, and then the cross-country team. Did you hear? We may have to ask Coach what their specific credentials were and what they've accomplished this year. But fall sports are doing great.
Yes.
Now, that being said, tomorrow we will have the first competitive event in here. Am I right? Tomorrow is the competition, and it will be, strangely, the last volleyball game. They'll get to play 1 game in here and christen it. So a lot has gone into this project over the years. 2? They'll play 2? Oh, they played last Friday? Okay, their last home game. Oh, okay. No. Oh, so they get 2. Tomorrow is the first one. Friday will be the last
it's
one.
It's the penultimate.
The penultimate.
The penultimate.
It's a better word anyway. As they close their season, they get to close it in here. But there's been so much that's gone into this from, 5 to 10 years. The planning stages, the execution. So we have the folks to talk about that. The superintendent, the athletic director, the basketball coach, and, of course, the man that knows most about it, Larry Pierce. We'll all be back as we talk about the new house right after this.
For most Center Rough Rider fans, Center, Texas is home. You think of home, it brings thoughts of places that have been there your whole life. One of those places is Bounds Insurance. Bounds is here in the present, yesterday, and will be tomorrow. Bounds Insurance for a lifetime.
Batters Law Firm is proud to be a third-generation law firm serving the injured people of East Texas since 1964. Batters has settled thousands of cases and paid out over $25 million to clients from settlements in the past 2 years. Visit one of their locations for your free, no-appointment consultation and let the Batters team implement their proven approach that incorporates treatment and recovery while maximizing settlements and payouts. Batters Law Firm, serving you in Nacogdoches, Lufkin Center, and Houston. Remember, when it matters, call Batters. 833-BATTERS. 833-BADDERS.
At Sabine State Bank, you have a lot of things going for you. It's a small office.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make 'em shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to see why Blake Furniture is the top furniture company in East Texas. Get the lowest prices and discover our easy in-store financing and low payment plans. Plus, get the fastest delivery in East Texas. Get your credit pre-approved online at blakefurniture.com today.
Everybody, welcome back. It's the Coach Rick Meeks Show, live here from the Special Event Center. Let's scoot in a little bit closer so we get everybody in. So we're going to start with Dr. Morris, our superintendent. This is something that when I was on the school board back a while ago, this is something that we contemplated. You're actually able to bring it to fruition.
Well, I guess first thing we need to do is thank our taxpayers and our community for voting for this. This was actually already in the works when I got here in 2020. Of course, COVID hit. Construction prices skyrocketed, and we had to go back out for an additional $8 million to be able to finish this thing. And I'm certainly very appreciative of our taxpayers and our community, our athletic department, our coaches for getting out there and helping us make this happen. It's going to be a great opportunity for kids.
Yeah, they've always said that, the toughest kind of school bond to sell is for these sorts of facilities, and so
they are, and the laws have actually changed now, where you have to put on the ballot that this is a tax increase.
Right. Yes.
And when the tax rate didn't go up at all for this particular bond, but the thought process is if you don't do it, then you could theoretically lower taxes.
Yes, that's right. But I mean, it's just an investment because that's something again that we talked about because not only we have a great place to host basketball games, but I'm assuming that things like graduation and things like that can possibly occur in here, especially if it's
graduation could happen if we had to have it. My personal preference is still the stadium,
right?
Just because in here you would have to restrict the number of tickets that each kid would get.
But I assume it'd be less restriction than what it would have been in the past. I mean,
oh, absolutely, yeah. This will seat 1,300 in the bleachers, and then we can get another 1,000 chairs on the floor.
And so it's just a nice thing, and congratulations on doing the thing to get this thing built. Because it's one thing to have the idea to get the bond passed, but it's another thing to get the thing built.
Well, and we had a committee that made most of the decisions, and we included, of course, Mr. Henson, our assistant superintendent, Mr. Jesse Ruiz, our maintenance director, Deuce Wolf, who's our board president, Matthew Metallier, who's a former board president, and Miss Casey Lout was our construction committee. And so we have to thank them too for all the work that they put into it.
That's right. Thankfully, there's no maroon in here anywhere if Matthew was involved. So
there will be maroon.
But anyway, again, thank you for your hard work and your dedication to the district. And I think when at homecoming, when we had Frank Edward Parkin Jr. came up, and he actually commented and said that he was so impressed at all of the improvements to all of our facilities that he was able to see. So, good job, sir.
Well, thank you very much. There's a lot of people to be thanked for that, but on their behalf, I'll say we appreciate you guys and what you do.
Oh, thank you. So, Chris Wallington, are you getting a picture, a view of the facilities?
I want people to see this. This is pretty nice. It's called panning.
Yeah, Chris Wallington is panning.
Right. So there we go.
All right, so it's just it's lovely. I mean,
that's an example of what we don't want. Is the cups on the walls.
Yeah.
So when games roll around.
That's right. Do not do that, folks. That's right. Do not do that. Of course, we've gone to places. Rusk has a really nice gym facility. The place where we're going Friday night to play football, Athens, has a really nice facility. And so even Tenaha up the street has got a really nice facility. So I mean, it's good that we are now in that group of schools that have a really nice place where we can do multiple things. Because not only do we have basketball and sports, but you have a stage over there as well.
The stage is really amazing. I'm told we haven't seen this in action yet, but I'm told it will hold our entire band at one time.
Oh. Wow.
And, which is 200 plus kids. That's it's a big stage. Good, yeah. And I did talk to a former theater teacher when we were in the process of this, and the one thing that he asked was, can we just have a black wooden floor from the stage? So we made sure we got the black wooden floor.
Yeah, those theater teachers, I don't know about listening to those old theater teachers sometimes.
Right. Well, now let's turn to the man in the middle, the guy. Coach.
Hello.
We're going to win some games in this thing, aren't we?
We will win some games in this thing.
What do you think?
It's very impressive. I've come in here 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 10 times just to look at it and breathe the air in here, and boy, it's spectacular. And I can't wait for basketball season to start.
That's right.
To get in here, but we got to take care of Athens first, and then Russ. But we got to get through the football season. We're doing great.
Yeah.
So we just got to keep it up.
I've said this multiple times. I told the coach, I can't wait for basketball season in December.
Right. My first game not scheduled until November the 26th, but I'll be happy to postpone that or cancel that as long as we keep going football.
That's right. There you go. Of course, I always know that the day football is over, the next morning at 6 or 5 o'clock.
I have to do the ride or run then.
Yeah, that's right.
The last couple of years, I've been noticing that I catch that on social media, watching the ride or run, looking at, yep, there you go. It's basketball season right there in the center.
Oh, yeah.
So, Coach, I mean, just looking ahead, I'm looking forward to we're going to have size. We're going to have, obviously, skill with the player formerly known as T-Baby.
Yes. He's back.
Yeah, and it's I'm looking forward to again when the appropriate time comes for the season.
And those guys are doing a good job out there on the football field. All of them. There's 6 seniors. That's going to be 6 seniors on the team, and all of them producing well out there on the football field. So we just want to keep it going, and when it comes, it'll be here, and we just hit the floor running.
We've been struggling to find a nickname for Ja on the football field. I wanted to call him the Stork after Ted Hendricks, but he didn't like that. And so we almost decided on Too Tall, even though I feel like that might be a copyright infringement. But
I like the Stork. He kind of plays like that
He does play like the Stork. That's what I was saying. That's where I thought it was really appropriate.
And Joe, if you listen, that's not a knock on you. It's not. It's not.
No, he was a crazy man.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, just what do we have? Are we going to go do we have any tournaments? Are we this year in basketball? Are we looking ahead? Or
we'll go to the Central Heights tournament. That'd be pretty good. I think they got 3 number 1 teams in the state coming, and we'll go back up to Beaumont LCM's tournament. That was a pretty good tournament. You'll get to see some people that we rarely see, and we'll see them in the playoff. But we'll get to see those guys a little bit early. But those are the only 2 tournaments we'll go to.
So Wallington, you're back in.
I am.
Do you have any questions for Coach?
Well, I did, but I mainly just wanted to see if I could get the superintendent to work the camera.
He's doing, man. He's doing a great job.
Yeah,
Got it all hooked up right there.
It's good. I know that there are advantages for everybody involved in the district when you have a facility like this. Mm-hmm. More people can see, more people we can host tournaments. Income improves. You know, you walk a little taller when you walk into this and you're dressed in purple. Mm-hmm. For you as a basketball coach, is there any real concrete advantage between taking this court versus taking the court that you've pretty much dominated for the last 18, 20 years?
Well, I would think coming in, the guys are not gonna allow people to come in the house, the new house that we have, and win. I think they'll fight a little harder, just like when we got that turf out there. I thought we fought a little harder when it finally came to fruition, but I just know the guys going to play harder here because they can't wait to get in here. I think Coach Meeks ran them out of here last week sometime, but they try to sneak in. We try to keep things locked, but they're ready to get in here.
Is there anything from just a tools of coaching standpoint that you can foresee by about March going, man, I'm sure glad we have this instead of having to deal with something?
Well, according to the new rules, when you go into the playoffs, you can decide where you want to play. Now I can say, hey, I'll be glad to flip you home and home if you want to do that.
Okay.
This is a spectacular place, and just to host probably a first round or maybe a second round playoff game here would be great. So that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay, yeah. When we moved over here in 2001, what I wanted to show people when folks came to see the folks that graduated in the old place, I took them to the gym. To me, that was a bright, compared to the old high school gyms, kind of looked like Hoosiers. It was bright and colorful, and we had the overhead scoreboard, and I thought, what would we ever want? We're set for life.
Right.
That didn't last long because pretty much gym construction changed. So you didn't have people walking on the floor anymore. That didn't really work out, and not just in center, but just generally. And pretty soon we were like, man,
we just kind of outgrew that facility quickly. When I got here, I guess you guys have been in there maybe 20 years, I guess.
Oh, no, you showed up in 2005?
06, 07 I got here.
We'd been playing there 4 or 5 years.
4 years, 5 years. So about 2015. When we played Silsby here, I think that's when we got
That's when we got the wake-up call.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, sir.
We're going to play Silsby on the 21st of December, so I hope we can pack
no
this
way.
thing out. Right. Yep, so I kind of begged him into coming down.
Hey.
Joe's an old graduate from Center, so
Joe
Siegler.
Shut up.
Yes.
He likes to come back here. And
my 7th grade teacher, he taught me 7th grade PE and Texas history. Dr. Morris, I owe him everything. I'm anxious to see Joe.
So we kind of talked him into coming back.
I made one of my first C's in his class, actually.
But I do think Wallington brings up a good point. The one big thing is, we pack the gym. It's going to take some more people.
Right.
We're going to everybody's going to come out.
Invite some folks from Martinsville.
I think we could have packed. It that night because I heard we were turning people away that night.
Yeah.
So,
but we want to pack the gym against everybody.
Right.
We want to have a home court advantage.
It also was a wake up call. It was about the same. It was right around the time you showed up. We showed up for graduation, and it was before everybody was a meteorologist. You had to actually listen to the news, and lightning came. Mm-hmm. We were already seated. And the lightning came, and there were some people that went, ooh, I think I felt that. And our principal said, like Moses, follow me. And he literally left the stadium and walked, and a flood of people followed him to the gym. We don't have chairs set up. I mean, all hands on deck, just finding places. That was is as close to the Armageddon as I've ever seen. It was not adequate. So
Right.
this, I mean, we couldn't just transport the whole stadium over here. That would still be problematic. But you could do a pretty good job. You could get a whole lot closer, couldn't you?
Yep. There you go.
Well, okay.
All right.
Enough history. I wanted to know what the practicals were for you.
Well, we just waiting our turn. You know, when the season's here, we'll jump into it and we'll keep going.
One question I have for you, Coach. I know that could be a little bit different here for the guys too, and it can be an adaptive for anybody as you move into a gym like this where you have a different way the backboard is set up out there. Your venture and your vision on how you shoot out there could be a little bit. So you really got to work on that when you first move into a place like this too, because it can change the way you can kind of perceive with some things.
Right. And I think it'll help us in the playoff because we play in gyms like this in the playoffs.
Right.
So.
Yep.
We'll just get in here and we'll shoot a lot and do what we do, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think other than that I could see anything that would be any different from moving over, just being a little more hyped whenever they get here. If I could, I figure, I come in here and I figure, all the money the community spent on this thing, and I figured there'd be all kinds of this, that, and the other around it. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see y'all's face. Nobody say that. I told Coach Wallace I was going to do that before I left there. No, I'm just kidding, folks. I've been around here, and I was walking with Miss Harris Lord. We went down earlier, and out front they got the big Rider emblem out there. Got the basketball. They got the trophies in there. They got went downstairs, and that behind they got the locker rooms. I went in, just kind of peeked my head in the center locker room, not getting too far in there. Nice, by the way, And so. All that down there, very, very from, I've been in gyms for the last 25 years calling ball games in Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas here now. And this is another one of those high-class gyms right there, too, that, you can compare to a lot of those.
Right.
When you're here in your game and you just don't have enough center stuff. You know what that room is over there? It's a team store.
It's the merch.
It's the team store.
There's a room. I thought that was the broadcast office.
It'll be the media room over there.
Yeah, I was the media room, and then he told me it was a merch room. I was a little disappointed, but I mean that's good though.
We're gonna have our own team store in the gym.
And can we have interviews in it? Can we set up a table like right in front of some shirts?
And I want to throw this too because I know the color of the purple around. But I love the floor. I went to the restrooms in there, just checking out the floors. Got the purple. It's like purple haze walking around in here.
The floor is purple.
Yeah,
the floor is purple.
It is awesome, man. And they got purple on the cabinets and on the.
Hey, do we have the remote set up? We can just take a remote tour and show everybody those floors.
Here, let's go into the bathroom and check it out.
Right. Well, we probably left some things on the table. We could have done better. People would have liked to have seen those purple haze floors.
Yeah, we can. Haters, we got to leave them with something.
That's true. Come see the bathroom.
Yeah, check it out. But like I want to ask Coach too. I know it's hard to keep the guys out of here too because they want to get in. They're still into the football thing. But I mean, you guys have, you're not really officially allowed to do the things according to the rules or whatever. And I'm sure you guys are doing all that. But those guys are kind of itching to just come in here. And the girls are going to get started here in the next couple. I think Coach said they got one coming up next Tuesday too. So that'll at least get kicking off here, and that'll help the guys maybe get in here and root for them at least anyway. Huh?
Well, the girls will be, I think Saturday have a scrimmage here, Saturday morning at 10.
Right.
And then they'll start Tuesday here as well.
Has there been a basketball thrown through a hoop here yet?
No, because they still got the cardboard on.
Yeah, we still got the brand new rims up there with the cardboard.
Are you going to be the first one? Are you going to take the first shot?
Be the first
I'm going to be the first one to put the ball through the hoop.
He's going to be the first one to dunk.
Oh, no, I won't do that.
No.
But, we just, like I say, we just waiting our time. We still got a lot of football to go, and we're excited about the football season, and all the kids are playing, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for the girls' basketball season, too. I know that, like I said, they ran into a real buzzsaw there at the end of that season last year. They ran into it. But I think that this year, too, with some additions they got, Coach Smith has got those girls believing. And, boy, I wish we had maybe one more year, man. Yeah. We would be so tough. But I know she's going to be good in her college career, and I know that those girls will be ready to rock and roll. I'm ready for some girls' basketball season, too.
Yeah, they'll be pretty good again. And Coach Ford went over to see May play tonight. So.
Oh, good.
Well,
Dr. Morris, I became a believer when I saw the lights come on about 3 or 4 days ago outside. I thought, man, this is beautiful. We will be back from this.
Can I do one thing here?
Yeah.
All right, coaches, you're watching your grandson at Chadron State in Nebraska.
I'm watching my grandson play in Dome Dome University in Crete, Nebraska.
Oh, Crete, Nebraska. Okay,
That's where he played.
I thought you were talking about Chadron College there in Nebraska. I was
He
going to say
played. He played Saturday, and he's playing on the JV team tonight.
Oh, there
so
you go.
he's getting all he wants.
Well, I thought you said Chadron State because I have a young man that was a coach, that was a player that I called back in the Veneta Hornet days years ago. He's now a coach there, and Chadron, I thought that maybe it was the same one, so I thought it was.
All right,
so
then.
anyway,
I would like to also say good luck to the band, Mr.
Yeah,
and
good luck
Mrs.
to the
Smith
band.
with
Yeah,
the band
yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Go fight, win.
That would be something.
There you go.
Lots good going on. When we come back, we'll talk about Friday's game, the one really that we're all waiting for and looking forward to, Center versus Athens. We'll be back with more of the Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future.
Portacool, with over 30 years of expertise, has made significant strides. In October, they introduced the Apex series, which is a breakthrough in the field of evaporative coolers. The Apex series is not only the coolest, both in terms of temperature and design, but you can also control it with your phone. Portacool. Peak cooling. Intelligent control.
At Sabine State Bank, you have a lot of things going for you. It's a small office, so everybody knows you by name. They know your needs individually. And maybe best of all, you got Steve Waters working for you. Steve will bend over backwards to make sure that he and his staff are doing everything they can do to meet your financial needs. Sabine State Bank.
Welcome back to the Coach Rick Meeks Show. And look, that's Coach Rick Meeks. It's been a while since he's been here, but you had to kind of give the seat up to some folks that have had some skin in this game for a while.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a beautiful facility now. There's Friday, and we won't even be here. We will not be thinking about this facility.
No, we will not.
It really has all the build-up of sort of the game of the season. I know that you don't want your students thinking that. It's faceless opponent, next man up. But as far as the consequences of what might lie ahead, Friday's important.
It is. And it's obviously really important in the playoff race and with the district that we match up with. It's not like it has been the last couple years where you just had Gilmer and PG in the other district. Now you have Van in there. So obviously they're, very top heavy with those three. And so, it's got a lot of implication on our seating and where we would like to be. So, it's a big one for us, and then it's on the road, and that's, if you kind of look back at the last couple of years, all of the progress we have made, the one last thing, that the last hurdle we need to get over is playing a good team on the road, and we've kind of struggled there. We did at Rusk, 2 years ago. You got Van last year. You have the playoff game 2 years ago where we're back and forth, we're up, we're down, we just don't finish. North Dakota last year at North Dakota. So, that's kind of that last hurdle that we got to get over to just flip the switch now in terms of our kids' mentality and how we process everything.
The irony is that last year, the away game that derailed a bit was the Van game.
Yes, sir.
Went to Van, didn't exactly work out. This year, we're going to Athens, hoping that maybe we get to play Van.
Right. Yeah. It's I mean that's kind of how we're looking at it right now, and that's why I was saying too. At the end of the day, we take care of business Friday. We're still handle business next week. We'd still have we're still staring a very, very tough opponent in the first round of the playoffs.
Right. If everything goes right.
Yes, sir. So.
Well, I can't think of, Shires, or maybe you can help me, a more important district game against an opponent that we have so little history with.
Yeah, at least recent history.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So has Athens not been pretty much a district opponent for you guys very much over the last few years?
I see programs from the 70s.
70s,
yeah.
It used to, you go to
Farmers,
Farmers Bank and you get the little envelope. It used to have the schedule on the back,
Yeah.
and you would see, you'd be Athens on there.
Right.
And I mean, and we've gone there for basketball, not to play them, but we've had.
but
I bet we've had a half a dozen playoff games there.
So, Coach, what do they do? What kind of team is Athens?
They're very athletic. I think you're going to see a lot of the same things you've seen up this year with them offensively and defensively. They're out of the gun, going to play with the sniffer son. They're going to be 4 wide stump. A lot of quick game, run the ball inside. Defensively, they're going to be an odd front, but we'll slide into a 4-2 look. They're going to bounce in and out of some man and some cover 4 on the back end. Their 2 outside backers are very good. 15 is a really good player. And then all 4 guys in the secondary I think that is probably their strong point defensively. So there's some things there matchup-wise that maybe, we haven't really experienced yet. We've played some really good players in the box, but we've been able to kind of manipulate our matchups on the back end to get what we want. That's going to be a little bit tougher this week. They're very talented on the back end. Those guys back there play with a lot of confidence. A couple of them flip over on offense, and they're really good receivers. And so, they're very skilled. And so, we've got to kind of adjust how we attack. I think that's why it's been really good the last few weeks. We've been able to run the football because now that's an element to where we're going to be able to kind of attack them a little bit different.
Because their strength is not necessarily in the box.
Not necessarily. They're really good with the 2 outside backers, and they're big up front. But I think back the last couple of weeks, or even Friday night, number 24, the nose for Brownsboro. He would start for those guys this week in Athens. So he was a really good player in the defensive line.
I went back and watched a little bit of replays that were available on Max Preps, and he gave Athens. Number 24 gave Athens some trouble.
Right. Yes, he did. He's a really good player. He's one of the better defensive linemen in the district. And so, I think we'll be able. I feel like we'll be able to run the football. We're going to have to be able to run the football Friday if we want to win. If we struggle running the football, then it's going to be a tough night.
Well, who's the head coach over there?
It is. You wouldn't have said it.
I think I have it on top
it's,
of my head. I can't remember.
His last. It's Harold.
Harold.
Coach Harold.
There you go, Coach Harold. Great guy because like I said, he's the one that we usually deal with when we do playoff stuff. Coach Harold's always been really cool.
Zach Harold.
Yeah, Coach Harold's always been really cool with us over there. So
yes, sir.
He's a good guy.
Yes,
he's
sir.
A really good guy.
And it comes from a football family, right? Graham was his brother. His dad, ton of success at Ennis, state championships there, and so he's very, very familiar with obviously what they're doing in the game of football and what it takes to be successful.
Yep. As we look at them defensively, you said that they kind of similar to us in what we do with the speed and the multiple wideouts run out of that.
You talking about them offensively?
Their offense kind of
they do not play at a tempo that we do. They are spread. They will do a lot more kind of checks at the line of scrimmage than what we do. So they'll get in a formation. Quarterback will show his hands, and they'll look, and they'll get a play from the sideline. So they kind of do some things like that. Obviously, a lot different than necessarily us.
And what's the engine that runs that, as far as any particular talent or talented group
that runs their
offense?
Well, so very, very talented quarterback. He's early in the season was a big time runner. He since about the 4th game has suffered some type of injury. We're really not sure. But he did not play 2 weeks, and then he played last week. So he didn't play the first 2 district games, but he did play Friday night. Now, I will say, they did some different things with him Friday night than what they did early in the season with him. So kind of unsure about what we're going to get from him. If it's Friday, are they going to be back to where he's predominantly a runner, or are they going to sit him in the pocket and throw him like they did against Russ? So that'll be something we'll have to just kind of gauge early on. But a lot of the things they do offensively really were predicated around him. He runs a lot of the zone read and power read, and then of course the quick game and play action passes down the field. So him running the football was a big part of their success early.
Yes, sir.
But Friday night they kind of did it a different way against Rusk.
They had a victory. Was it Waco Conley?
Was a big victory.
Right.
That was the one that sort of noticed. And then
right.
I noticed that they kind of leveled out. Mm-hmm. Now I know why. Quarterback disappeared.
Correct. Yeah, the Waco Conley win was one that kind of caught everybody by attention. That was a big win, and it was on the road.
Yeah.
In our district, it's Campbell Portable Buildings brings us the area and district roundup. It's 6-team districts. This just happened. There are 2 other games. Carthage is playing. Which one?
Carthage has Russ this week.
Okay, so there's not a lot of built-up interest in that. That would be surprising if it gets interesting. Then the other game would be Brownsboro and Bullard.
Correct.
And Bullard needs that to stay, in the fourth place.
If Bullard wins that one, they solidify the 4th place spot. If Brownsboro were to beat Bullard, then Russ could beat Brownsboro. Bullard beat Russ. So those 3 would be in a 3-way tie. You would get into a point situation.
Right.
But this is the game of the district with no doubt about that. And then on the other district, I don't think anyone's playing. Van is not drawing either Gilmer or Texarkana Pleasant Grove.
Correct. They play next week, Van and PG. So Van, PG, Gilmer play, the North Lamar, Pitt, and Spring Hill in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
So none of those 3 are playing each other this week. So, yeah, I mean, really out of the 2
stage is
districts,
clear.
that's right.
The stage is clear
there's going to be a lot of eyes on our game.
It's going to be all over the place because, I didn't surprise me that Gilmer lost, but it wouldn't have surprised me if Gilmer won that game either.
Those 2 teams are good.
It's like the district I'm following mostly in the Piney Woods. Y'all's district's kind of the same. It's just like, man, you better be ready every week because somebody could take you over.
That's right.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time.
Yes,
and
sir.
Thanks for being willing to let us into the building.
Absolutely.
And,
it's awesome.
I thought we were getting here before the first game. I didn't know it happened Friday.
Well, apparently, I didn't let you in. Y'all found your way in the back. I have since went down for everybody listening. I have went down and locked all the doors, so nobody worry about coming up tonight.
No one could get in.
Yeah, you definitely can't get in the front door. That's where I started off here. That's why I was a couple minutes late trying to deliver a pizza. But we're going to be here tomorrow. Is this where we're going to be setting up at?
But we're going to talk about that when we come back. We will set you up with what we have planned in the coming week, and we want to make sure that we remember to thank the Forge Gym and JBI Insurance, and we also love Rough Rider Oil and Lube for not just the work they do, but the support they give to the program, and to Shell Mooney at Mooney's Emporium. Those are the 4 we talk about every time we have a chance.
I got one thing here before I go to break here. I found out tonight I met Mrs. Coach Wallace for the first time tonight. I didn't know she was over Moffett.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought in a sign that says "Built by Center," saying they were going to put it in the Wallace yard, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
It's going to be.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We're going to see it. Because, Wallace said, I don't know, because his son said no, but, I was just kind of curious. She had it in the pizzeria while they were having pizza.
Yeah,
that could get your house wrapped on Thursday.
Mama runs the house. That sign's going up.
We'll close up.
That's pretty good.
We'll close up letting you know what's up on NetSN and Wellington Shires Productions coming up. Thank you, Coach. We'll be right back.
I'll be Wellington Shires Pierce Productions.
Did I miss that?
That's
Pierce, Wellington and Shires.
I've forgotten all the time.
It's one of the great slogans, right? Just tell them James sent you. But when James Campbell sent you away from Campbell Portable Buildings, he wanted it to be something that met your needs, whether it was storage or some inside beautiful living area. They can take care of you at Campbell Portable Buildings, where your building matters. They say, go Riders. At Watson & Sons, their family serves your family. It begins with their facilities, their inviting and warm chapel, and their elegant lobby, and their unique product room where you can shop for the choices your tribute requires. They've been serving your family at Watson & Sons since Scott built it in 1998, but their family has been serving you for over a century. Imagine what it would be like to be your tire.
That's not good, man. Watch where you're going.
It ain't easy work, so you don't want to trust it to just any old tire. No, you take your car and truck to Center Tire. It's an old tradition with a new chapter under Trey Burns, because being a tire is hard work.
Are we there yet?
The rich tradition of Farmer State Bank. In 1904, a handful of investors put up $25,000. From that initial investment, imagine the generations of lives that have been touched by Farmer State Bank.
I guess I need to move over a little bit, huh?
Welcome, everybody. Go over to Stephen, the Counselor Shires. And what do you think about something to smile about?
Oh, that's
There's
easy.
about 70 million things. But
That's easy. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to planning how we're going to broadcast in here because it's going to be awesome.
yeah, no, that's true.
It's going to be awesome.
That's true. Just finding, we get to decide. For
Yeah.
the first time ever, we get to decide where we're going to be.
Yeah, and a bunch of different things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
What about you? What you smiling about, Larry?
Man, I got a couple things if I could. You know, we did the Halloween this past weekend and found out that 10 dogs got adopted last week from
Very
Happy
good.
Tales. That's awesome right there. Makes me smile. But then also, they're doing some work next door to me with the Hope Medicine. They're getting ready to put up a new building. And I love watching those guys working those big machines. It's something I never got to do, you know. So I'm out there like a little kid watching these guys go around. And you can tell that those guys are the ones that like to get out there and do some mud bogging and four-wheeling because they get out there and really – I just love it, man. It just makes me smile to watch those guys work. They enjoy having a good time, just tearing stuff
all
up.
Larry needs is a construction project to watch.
That's exactly right. Me and the dog's having a good time, man.
That's brought to you by Wyndham Family Dental. It's brought a lot of smiles and improved a lot of smiles over the last 30 years in Shelby County. Larry, you will be here tomorrow night.
We will be here tomorrow night.
Shires, where will you be?
I'm coming.
You going to be here too?
Yeah, I'm
there
going
we
to
go.
come up.
There we go.
I think that's awesome.
I think we'll have everybody here, yeah.
And we're hoping to be down there
Okay.
on the floor.
Okay.
Although we could do the game from anywhere. So
I kind of like it right here. but
yeah,
we'll see.
we have so many nice choices, and we may move around, try several.
There you go.
And then you have the Thursday night game.
We got a lot going on. Yeah, Thursday night Halloween will be in Joaquin. Hopefully not too much rain. Shelbyville and Joaquin right there.
Is it going to be trick or is it going to be treat?
Oh, it's going to be on. I know that for sure right there. It's going to be good. That's going to be one of the good ones. And then it doesn't slow down on Friday night. Will be the Battle of the Atoyac in Timpson, Garrison at Timpson, and Garner's back, and you can't count those Timpson Bears out. And I know he comes back, and it made a big difference, and they're ready to be rolling again.
Absolutely makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So, a historic occasion, and then two huge football games with playoff implications. What a great week for you.
That's right. There you go.
And then we're off to Athens.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Rick Meeks Show live from the pizzeria, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Thanks to Hiram Harrison. Thanks to Dr. Morris. And, of course, thanks to the coach. Big thank you to Steve Waters at Sabine State Bank for bringing the show to you. Like we said this week on NetSN, Tuesday Night Volleyball live from here with Larry Pierce and the gang, the first broadcast from the Coliseum. Friday, on the road to Athens, take on the Hornets. We start the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame at 7. Center Motor Neutral Zone, we visit with Kenneth Stone and Noah Thompson. Sideline reporter Holly Herndon will chat with a cheerleader of the Gaddy's Cheer Spotlight. So, until next week, for Larry, come on, Ref Pierce, Rick, the AD Meeks, the man in the house, and the counselor, Stephen Shires, I'm Chris Wallington. See you next week from the pizzeria. But for now, we're going to enjoy a little bit more of the house.
Go vote.
The proceeding was a presentation of Watlington, Shires, and Pierce Productions. We hope you have an awesome and blessed night. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.
live from the pizzeria